All right, this weekend, fans have the chance to enjoy a day of great music while also helping out a really good cause.
Yeah, a concert this Saturday in San Francisco pays tribute to the late Sly Stone. Stone, who grew up in Vallejo, produced some of the biggest hits of the 60s and 70s. Music City SF will host a benefit concert honoring the rock and funk pioneer, featuring major local talent, including MC Hammer. It all raises money to send deserving kids to summer camp next year.
Yeah, who doesn't love a little MC Hammer? So joining us now live to talk about Saturday's big event is Andrew Boos of the Guardsmen, a San Francisco-based volunteer organization that raises money for Bay Area youth programs. Andrew, really nice to see you. This is a great idea. So tell us how this partnership with Music City SF and Bay Area Rocks came about.
Yeah, thank you for having me. So the Guardsman has done a lot of volunteer events for, I think, close to 75 years now, but there hasn't really been a concert. So we wanted to put together a benefit concert. I happen to know a bunch of local rock stars and was able to get in touch with Hammer, and so we put the idea together a couple years ago. This is the second year we're doing it, and we couldn't be more excited to have it be an annual thing.
It's so cool. I just happen to know a bunch of rock stars and just happened to call them up. Can you talk about the fact that you're helping underprivileged kids here? What kind of camp will they be going to with these proceeds?
Yeah, so the Guardsmen is a local group. We raise money doing local events. We run a Christmas tree lot, a pumpkin patch, a whole bunch of other great events like this. And the profits from all of our events go to our charity, which supports local kids, and we send them all to summer camps, and we have a couple of scholarship programs and things like that. So it's all local kids, local camps, local events that we run.
Yeah, I usually get my Christmas tree from you guys. Yeah, so really know the great work that you do. And you mentioned you guys have been around an awfully long time. Any idea how many kids you've been able to help over the years?
Oh, that is a tough one. I know we send between 2,000 and 3,000 local kids to camp every year, but I couldn't tell you what it adds up to over the 75 years. It's a lot.
It's a lot. That's really what the headline is here. How do you go about finding the kids that you send to camp?
Yeah, we have a really developed sort of outreach program where we get to know the communities and we get to know the families, and we a lot of them will kind of track for a while and we'll sort of know what's going on, and we'll flag them, and we'll reach out and send them these benefits.
That's great.
Let's talk about the weekend benefit concert. What can people expect? I mean, you're having a concert, you've never done it before, so what are people in for?
Yeah, well, this is the second year. So the first year was a phenomenal success. We had a whole bunch of local artists that live here, but they're from bands that have toured the world that you would know. So we had Shania Twain's keyboardist, we had Zach Brown Band's drummer, we had the bassist from the band Boston, and then obviously MC Hammer as well. And there's a whole bunch more. But they all live here and they love the community. So we brought them all together and made kind of a super group cover band and did a couple of songs from each of their careers. So they're all songs that we all grew up hearing. And then we added a little bit of a story to it. So we would say, we'd introduce each of the members and say, hey, here's Hardy Ampill from Rascal Flatts and from Shania Twain. And then we did some songs from, Shania Twain and Rascal Flatts. So that was the idea. And we're going to be bringing that back this year. Now, the interesting thing this year is that our partnership with Music City SF is bringing in this whole rich sort of downtown music community as well. So they have a number of bands that work out of their venue, and we'll be having a few parallel pieces going from, so the main act is 6 to 8, and that's what I just described. And then from 8 to midnight, there's a number of other groups from Music City's community that will be playing as well in parallel. So there's the longest running Rolling Stones cover band going to be playing. There's a whole bunch of other great groups.
Yeah, it's really cool, but also really paying tribute to Sly Stone. Tell us about why you felt like it was important to do that. Yeah,
well, so we were trying to think of ways to spice it up and change it from last year, and so many of the folks here in the core band, some of them had played with Sly, some of them knew him. He was just a huge influence here for Bay Area folks. I'm also recording. I'm actually on this Zoom call at the record plant in Sausalito, which is a very famous recording studio where Sly Stone lived. He lived here for a year plus and recorded a couple of his albums. There's a whole room for him over there. And Fleetwood Mac recorded here. We had Rick James recorded a bunch of stuff here. So I think there was just so much sort of grassroots support from the musical folks here that we were doing the show with that, and obviously he just passed very recently, so we thought it made sense to do a tribute.
Yeah, people can still get tickets?
Yeah, absolutely. BayAreaRocks.com. And yeah, we'd love to have you. We still got space. We'd love to fill it up.
There's the details there if you want to check it out yourself on September 6th, this Saturday. Andrew Booz of the Guardsmen, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
have
for having
fun
me.
this weekend. Okay, we
Yeah.
have much more news.